Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk. Hey, welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am one of your hosts, Stacey Heller.
Hey, it's us, your podcast pals. I'm your other host, Eric Ryder.
Wow, you're sparky today.
And this is Don't Ask Me to Talk, your weekly, close to an hour conversation podcast where we talk about fun stuff.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of serious talk in the world, and as well there should be. But this isn't the place to find it. This is a place to find a distraction.
Exactly.
For about an hour.
Well, and there's so many voices out in the world that have so many thoughts and opinions, and there's so many voices in my head. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's drown out some of the negativity with something
and
good.
drown out some of the voices.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, hey, anything new and exciting going on?
Well, I'm still sick.
It's been a couple weeks for you.
It's been a month.
I got over COVID faster than you've gotten over your cold.
Yeah, no, it's you did, and you seem like you bounced back 100%. Last week we were both having a tough time.
Yeah, I had a coughing fit,
and you seem like you're back to 100% happy, healthy, and regular, Stacey. I ended up going to urgent care.
Oh my gosh!
And waited for 2 hours.
Oh my golly!
Because it seemed like I might be having a sinus infection. Because I was tasting like a weird taste in my mouth. I couldn't honestly put a gun to my head. I couldn't describe the taste, but it
you'd
was...
be tasting metal if you put a gun
Well,
in your...
there you go. I didn't say in my mouth.
Right. Okay.
Let's not get crazy. But yeah, it was like kind of a weird taste. And I've read online that, hey, if you're tasting, weird tastes, it could be infection or whatever. So I thought better to be on the safe side, especially since it had been 3 weeks and I wasn't still not feeling good. And so they gave me some antibiotics, and so I am on those currently. And so I am feeling better, but I'm still dealing with a little bit of brain fog and feeling a little weird. And part of that's probably because I went to work yesterday and totally forgot to take the antibiotics 4 days in, but I doubled up at night, so I'm hoping everything balanced out. But, it's just one of these things where it's like, this is the worst cold I've had as long as I can remember, and it just doesn't want to go away completely, which is not fun.
It's not, and it seems like it has just traveled throughout your whole body.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm going to go down here and then I'm going to come back up. Like Miss Frizzle used to do on the bus with the kids.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that show?
No, I think I'm a little too old for that, but...
See, it's because of my kids that I know it.
I know the reference, of course, yeah.
She would, get into the
magic school bus.
The magic school bus.
Take a field trip inside a body, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes. And it was it was crazy. And it was now we're traveling along the bloodstream. I mean, I actually learned a lot watching children's shows.
It's like a fantastic voyage for kids.
Kind of.
Yeah, or inner space.
Yes.
Remember Inner Space?
No.
Okay, that was like the 80s remake of Fantastic Voyage. I think it had Martin Short in it, maybe.
Martin Short.
Yeah.
Wow. I just watched him a couple weeks ago. He was subbing for Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel takes off the summer and has like guest hosts for a week. And he was doing his character Jiminy Glick, interviewing celebrities. And he is ridiculous. And the one that he did with Bill Hader and Nick Kroll are hysterical.
I used to do a great Jiminy Glick impression, but now it's been so long since I've heard Jiminy Glick that if I did it now, it would probably not resemble him at all. So I'd have to go bone up on some clips, and then I bet I could get it back.
You could totally.
But 1987 sci-fi comedy starring Martin Short, Dennis Quaid, and Meg Ryan.
Wow.
So, yeah, some weekend viewing if you're looking for a fun movie.
What was the Mel Brooks movie that was like a space comedy? Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Exactly.
And Mel Brooks played Yogurt.
Yes.
And there was Pizza the Hut in this movie. It's not a good movie,
It's not a good movie, but
there's
puns,
a lot of stuff about it that's really funny.
Oh, that is a classic. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Okay. We're off topic already.
What was the topic?
It wasn't. We were just saying hi.
That's right.
No, but like just saying hi and welcome to the show makes us off topic.
Well, we've never met digression that we didn't like.
Right. Exactly. We should just like the show instead of being like something super bougie, it's like digression instead of like Succession or what's the...
Did you watch Succession, by the way?
No.
Okay, me neither.
No.
But it's one of those shows where it's like
Everybody
people are
talks
like
about it.
that watched it are like so like,
Rabid.
oh, you gotta watch it, and it's like, yeah, maybe I'll get there. I
just-
eventually got there with Breaking Bad and Mad Men, and I was like 5 years late on all that.
I still haven't
but
done either of those.
I did, eventually sit down and watch it, and it was like, yeah, this is great TV. But yeah, it took me a while to find the space in my life to
Yeah,
embrace.
I just haven't. While I had COVID, I watched probably 15 like basically like shelved Hallmark type movies while I was in my painting mode, and I would just listen to them, and I'm like, there she is. She is the city girl, and it was just like perfect background noise. So that I didn't have to pay attention to like who's who and like what's happening. It was like, insert scenic, picturesque small town here. Yeah. So,
It's like, sometimes you get a craving for junk food. Sometimes you get a craving for junk TV, I guess.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and I did find while I was painting that, the voices in my head that I mentioned earlier.
Right.
Yeah. They were silenced.
And
when
by
I
the
was
way,
painting.
they host their own podcast.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Stacey Connects. You should subscribe and like it and comment and stuff. That's just one of the voices, by the way.
Right. It's called Do Ask Me to Talk.
Right, exactly. Which could be a good name for a memoir.
There you go.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it really silenced. Like there's something about painting circles and overlapping them and like painting negative fish, not like pessimistic fish, like bad fish, like negative space, that it sort of was tying up all of my brain synapses in a way that I haven't had happen in a while. So it was very exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice when you get that spark, that drive,
Well, and now I'm better for a few days and like I haven't painted. And I'm like, ugh, is it going to go with like, did COVID bring in the creativity and now it's going to take it back? I hope not.
Well, you're doing a different type of creative thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like linguistic gymnastics.
There you go. That could also be a good memoir name,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And if you haven't guessed yet, that is our topic for today,
Yeah.
that the Wheel o' Topics chose last week. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So
That's a good
stay
title name
tuned.
too. Wheel of Topics.
Or
Wheel O Topics.
we'll get into that.
Yeah. So many good names.
Yes.
That's like band names. Like, every once in a while, it's like you come up with a phrase or some random thing that it's
Right.
like, oh, this would be a good band name.
And that's become such a cliche now that folks, hear a phrase and go, "That's a good band name. That should be a band." Or the sharing the meme of, "I'm going to start such and such type of band, and I'm going to call it blah blah blah." That's like a standard like meme or social media share now. That it's shocking that there's so many bands with really bad names, considering that there's so many people willing to hand out quote
Great
unquote
names.
great band names.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just ask somebody next time you go, maybe I should call it Hooba Stank. What do you guys think?
Well, we're talking about
Yeah,
it.
just ask a friend. They'll say no.
I think you mean Hooba Stink.
Yes.
As in, it stinks.
As in probably the worst band name ever. If you think, hey, maybe Hootie and the Blowfish is a great... No, guys.
And like, how long did he end up, like, everybody thought he was Hootie?
Exactly.
And now he's in country music.
People are going to say, so you're Hootie? No, I'm Darius. Guys, it's our buddies.
Remember
Hootie and...
Darius Rucker?
Right,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, everybody's going to call you Hootie until the day you die if you name it that.
Right. Because I'm sorry, but lead singer, you become lead spokesman.
That's right.
Yeah.
Time to ask a friend.
Phone a friend. Hey, you know what you could do? You could actually phone us and leave a voicemail at 475-999-2726.
There you go.
Right? Or you could shoot us an email at don'taskmetotalk.com.
Mhm.
And we could give you suggestions. Like, you want to name a business, a bar, a book, a band.
A memoir?
They don't all have to start with B. It can
That's
start
right.
with M.
And give us your suggestions. Once we tell you the ideas for our memoir titles, tell us yours, whether it be what our memoirs should actually be called or whether what your life story should be called. We'd love to hear it. And as a reminder, as long as we're taking care of all this business of the audience interaction part of the show, I do want to remind you to please, please, please rate us on Apple podcasts and subscribe, of course, wherever you find your podcast. But Apple gives you a chance to rate 5 stars. Please do that. Mm-hmm. And also for you to write a review if you like. And if you write us a complimentary review, we'll read it on the show.
Yeah, we will. And we'll
we
thank
ain't too
you.
proud to beg.
Yeah. No, we totally aren't. Like, can you create like fake accounts so that you could leave like great reviews?
I'm sure you could.
That seems like
but
a
who's
lot
got
of
that
work.
kind of time, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could leave a review for us.
Hey, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
It all helps.
Yeah. So maybe I'll do that. Or at least I'll get my kids who don't listen to me when I talk about anything.
Right.
Leave a review.
This show is fantastic. It means an hour where our mother is not talking to
us. Exactly. She's talking to you. And again, it goes back to the whole stuck in the car with mom podcast idea.
Right.
So now you get to be stuck in the car with me. Hey, it's still July.
It is.
How was your 4th?
It was fun.
Did Gertie hide from the fireworks?
She did. She doesn't like the sky booms.
Pets. Oh, sky booms.
Yeah.
I could just hear you being like, oh, do you not like the sky booms?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if she could, see them, she might be impressed by the majestic display of the sky.
Right.
But she doesn't really pay attention to the skies. So
They're very high up. For her
yes,
little...
yeah. The ground is more her speed.
Do you have a view of fireworks from your place?
No.
Okay.
But I was going to say I have seen her lately just laying on her back in the sun in the backyard, like kind of looking up. I don't know if she's got her eyes closed or not, but it's nice when I go look out the back door and see her just laying there. It's so cute.
Oh, she's sunbathing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Having a good time.
That's what I've been doing at the lake.
Nice.
laying on my back, just floating there.
Rolling in the grass.
Kind of.
Rolling in the grass is a gas. Baby, can you dig it?
What is that from?
It's from Grazing in the Grass, the hit song by Friends of Distinction from the 60s.
I don't know it.
Well, you don't know Grazing in the Grass?
I don't think so.
Well, it was a hit twice because Hugh Masekela recorded an instrumental version of this song that starts with a cowbell and then it's all trumpet.
Okay.
And it's that melody. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And
right.
then the band Friends of Distinction came along and wrote lyrics to that song, including Grazing in the Grass, which was already the title of it.
Yeah.
And it became a hit all over again.
All right, I'm going to have to look this up.
You'll know it instantly when you hear it. This was a big hit. Still gets lots of play.
I wonder if it's one of the songs that you can use as background music when you post like on social media.
I can dig it.
If it is, then I'm going to have to...
I can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, baby. Can you dig it? Can you dig it, baby?
Oh my God. What's the name again? Grazing in the Grass?
Grazing in the Grass.
Wow.
By Friends of Distinction. I can't believe you don't know this song.
I might. Maybe I just don't know what they were saying.
Okay.
Okay. If it's on one of the choices, then 100%.
Oh, it absolutely 100% will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to do it as a background.
This is a big song. This is not like something from my obscure record collection.
Your music obscura?
Yeah.
Or is it obscura musica? I don't know. All right. Then I'm going to find this and I'm going to be like, oh, yes, I totally know what he's talking about. Or like, there he goes again. All right. July holidays. Are you ready to talk about those? We're almost out of July and we're almost out of holidays. But there's one that I want to talk about.
Well, how about we talk about them when we come back from the break?
Fine. All right.
Believe it or not, we've already been talking for about 16 minutes. So
wow.
We got to take this break and we'll come right back and hop right into the July holidays that are left.
Fine. Don't ask me to talk. I'm not famous or connected or an influencer. I'm Stacey Heller of Stacey Connects, and I love to talk with strangers, friends, and family. So I started a podcast about making connections through conversation, asking questions instead of making assumptions, and addressing the elephant in any room. I also often go on tangents that beg the question, where is she going with this? Stacey Connects is meant to be enlightening and entertaining, or as I like to call it, edutainment. Listen, enjoy, and subscribe to Stacey Connects wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
And we're back here on Damped. I'm Eric Ryder.
I'm Stacey Heller.
We are your podcast pals.
I like that. We are your podcast pals. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. And today we're talking about what we should name our memoirs. That's coming up in the main part of the show a little bit later. But first, we always talk about these ridiculous high holidays, which if you're new to the show, it's basically all the holidays invented by marketing gurus.
Or not gurus.
Or not gurus.
Knuckleheads that are like, I know what we should do.
Dum-dums that had $15 to spend to register somewhere.
No, it's more expensive than that.
Well, whatever.
But yes.
But yes.
But who spends money on like unlucky month for weddings?
Hey, I don't know. Somebody did somewhere along the line. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on our radar at all.
That's very true. Okay, the one that I want to talk about is Cell Phone Courtesy Month.
Ooh, I think this is a good idea.
Well, it's so interesting because they're so part of now, like, our life that it's everything from, like, safety, like don't text and drive,
right,
to I'm very conscious, like if I'm talking to somebody on the phone and I go into a store, I'm like, I have to hang up.
Yes.
Because I don't want to, A, be walking through the store or talking on the phone.
Right.
B, if I'm asking, like I'm checking out of something, like at a store, I don't want to be like ignoring the person that is helping me.
Right.
When I'm checking out. And so many
people...
You're
either ignoring the person that you're having a conversation with or you're ignoring the cashier, which is rude either way.
And it's like, it's such an interesting thing because you see it more and more, and especially if people wear earbuds or whatever they are, headphones, whatever your poison is, and walking around the store and talking. And every once in a while, like, they catch your eye and you're like, are you talking to me?
When someone's behind you and is talking on the phone and of course you assume they're talking to you, and you turn around and they're in the middle of a conversation with somebody on the phone. You feel like a dumbass, even though it's not your fault whatsoever.
No, and also
it's the dumbass behind you.
Right, and I don't need to hear about like how your husband didn't take out the trash, and,
No.
like, or your kids
Hang
are
up those phones in public spaces. If it's an emergency, step to the side, take that call. That's fine. But worse than that, worse if there can be worse than that, because I think this is extremely rude, wandering around on a phone call. But hey, maybe if you're keeping to yourself, if you got the headphones in and you hang up before you get to the register, okay. But the people that put it on speakerphone and wander around talking on the phone while they're at the store.
I was going to bring this up.
Please stop.
Because I am absolutely somebody that talks on speaker on the phone. Because
Absolutely. Me too. But I do it in the privacy of my own home.
Right. Because I'm like, and it's funny because the kids are like, Mom, you're muffling the microphone, and you're doing this and you're doing that. And they're like, you're such a certain age if you talk on the speakerphone. I'm like, I'm sorry, but holding the phone up to my ear, inevitably I'm going to press some button because it's a touch screen. And so instead I can hold it and I can talk, and like, typically it's so interactive, the phone anymore. It's like, oh, let me share my screen and show you what I'm looking at. Or it's FaceTime, it's, I just sent you a picture. Should I get, this size sugar or that size sugar? So, but I agree with you. I don't do that in public. Like, I ask the questions before I go in the store, or if I have to, I step over to the side and try to be as like quiet as I can. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just, and I'm like, it's amazing how quickly, it becomes part of, it's like it's an extra appendage. Like, I get up in the morning and it's like, let me check what's going on and whatever. And even at the dinner table, we had a couple of the kids who are, here they were here for the 4th and, still here. And we were having dinner, and, you have a question that it's like, oh, what was the name of that guy? Like, oh, we saw this famous guy. He's an influencer on the plane. And like, what's his name again? And it's like, well, let me get my phone and look it up. And it's all part of the conversation. But once upon a time, we didn't have that instant access. And so it's a tricky thing because it's like, no cell phones at the table. We're having dinner. But then on the other hand, you're like, what's the name of that person? So it's Right.
I think it's fair enough if you're having a conversation and you all come up with a question that you can't figure the answer out, that you pick it up and, find that, and then you set it down again.
Right.
It's one thing if then you start surfing while the rest of your family's trying to talk to you. That's rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. But definitely the thing, like the whole, like there's a whole safety angle, but just I do not need to hear your conversation. I do not want to hear your conversation.
Exactly.
And it makes it awkward and uncomfortable.
I feel like we should just whittle this down to courtesy month and then try to expand that to 12 months.
Well, let's just start with step 1.
Right. Because, frankly, we need more courtesy in the world.
And common courtesy.
Absolutely.
Like, to me, it's a combination of common sense, common good, common courtesy.
Right. But none of that is common anymore is the problem. So that's why we need courtesy year every year. And you don't do stuff like wander around with your speakerphone on for everybody else to hear your conversation in a public space.
I don't know. Based on how much these holidays are to buy, I don't know if we can afford courtesy year.
Well,
if we could get a show sponsor.
maybe.
Courtesy year brought to you by.
Hey, I'm just an ideas guy. I'm not the action guy.
Oh, I see how it is.
We let the listener take it and run with it, right?
Absolutely. If you agree with us and you're interested in sponsoring us as a show.
But yes, of course. we would love to hear from you.
We will give you the courtesy of listening.
But we need more courtesy on the freeways too. People are driving like maniacs. Fatalities are way up because people just started driving like lunatics during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. There was less cars on the road, so that said, "Oh, I can do 150 miles an hour. Woo! Nobody's going to stop me."
Right.
And they've kept on doing that.
Right.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
And also during the pandemic, there was like...
Be courteous.
Like,
don't dive in and out of, the lanes.
No, well, no. And my husband
You're getting there 50 seconds faster. It's not worth endangering everybody's life. That's my rant. I'm sorry.
No,
And I'm not being courteous now because you want to say something.
No,
I'm going to tone it down.
Well, it's funny because I'm like, ooh, he listens to the show now, so I can't completely throw Pete under the bus. Pete is an aggressive, very competent driver. Now, like from the East Coast, drives like it's from the East Coast, the whole thing. It is really hard when you're the passenger in the car, though. Like you feel out of control, like when he's zipping around and he's doing this and doing that. And Pete is the most like non-confrontational, most easygoing guy until he gets behind the wheel. And then I'm like, I know you're a competent driver. I know that you're not going to do something to put me in harm's way. And yet there are a lot of other people around us and they are not maybe as competent and they don't know me to want to love and protect me.
Absolutely.
And also, they might be carrying a gun. So if you're being a jackass, I really don't need them to stop the car short. We bash into it. They whip out a gun and they're like, pow.
Yeah.
So
don't need that.
Don't need it. So I am with you on this rant. And so, hey, everybody.
Let's be courteous.
Just count to 3.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
But you know what that reminded me of is that David Hasselhoff has released a new album.
What?
And he did a cover of The Passenger. And it's shockingly credible. I'll just say that. I did not expect to think that a David Hasselhoff recording was going to be something
what's
that I
even
thought was all right.
crazier?
And sure enough.
When I was typing up
it.
our show notes.
Good for him.
Earlier, his birthday is on July 17th.
Hey!
Look at that.
What a nice...
That's so weird to have David Hasselhoff come up twice.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, the one big holiday that I feel like there's 3 that I can think of we need to discuss. One is today it's Slushy Day at 7-Eleven.
Ooh.
Bring in your containers. Apparently, the myth around this is like, you want to bring in a garbage can, you get a free slushie. I don't know that that's true. But it's 7-Eleven. It's Slushy Day.
I don't think I've ever had a slushie. Maybe I have, like,
I mean, it's
8
basically
years
like
old
a
or something.
freezy thing or whatever.
Yeah. I remember, like, always wanting to get them as a kid. And they had, like, the icy at Kmart or whatever.
Yep.
And never could get those. And so I think maybe I indulged one time and got like a slushie at 7-Eleven or a Slurpee somewhere, probably the off-brand version somewhere else. But I didn't think it was that good.
It's so sweet. Every once in a while when we're on our way to the lake house, there is a gas station where we always stop. It's right outside of Rondo. We also get the Chester's chicken, which is excellent fried chicken. And I'll get like a slushie.
Like the David Hasselhoff track. Shockingly credible.
Yes.
Fried chicken because it's usually at a gas station.
Yes. It's not like sushi.
It's surprisingly decent.
Right. And actually, that's their business model because we looked into this because I was like, is this crazy? And their business model is to sell quality fried chicken at gas stations. Anyway, I digress because that's what we do. But I will occasionally get a slushie because I feel like I need to be jacked up for the rest of the ride. And it works.
I had to look up Slurpee Day, by the way, since we're talking about this. And it says, all customers who visit participating 7-Eleven, Speedway, and Stripe stores, I didn't know they had spinoffs, but they'll receive a free small Slurpee drink.
Okay.
To celebrate the annual holiday. So if you're bringing your trash can, it's going to be a very teeny bit of Slurpee at the bottom of that.
Just get a really long
and I just
straw.
hope you clean that garbage can out.
Right. And do a photo op. And like there's a small slushie at the bottom and you just do a photo op where you're like, look at this slushie I got.
Now that's a crazy
Now, is it a Slurpee or a slushie?
It's a Slurpee at 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Slushie is another brand like Icy that is available.
Like
elsewhere.
Kleenex
Yes.
and such.
Right. the other tissue brands.
I know. I'm like, are there other tissue brands?
There are, but Kleenex is so ubiquitous. It's one of those things, you know, that people just say Kleenex instead of tissue now.
Right, like Coke.
Right, man. Yeah. Yeah, there's certain parts of the country, I would say, more than others would say Coke for any kind of soda.
Right,
yeah.
because soda and pop and all that. Okay. On the 14th, I really felt like this was an interesting assortment of holidays. We already mentioned last time that the second week in July is like nude recreation week or something. But the 14th is actually National Nude Day. Is it a coincidence that National Tape Measure Day is the same day and also National Barn Day? Because I remember my father saying to my brothers, shut the barn door, you're going to let the horse out.
Or you could have a roll in the hay on National Nude Day. Just steer clear of the tape measure.
Right. I was chuckling as I was writing this. Like, this is where my weird mind goes.
I'll mention on the 12th is Etch-a-Sketch Day, which is interesting because I got pretty good at Etch-a-Sketching.
Oh, did you?
For a little while. And I used to babysit when I was a teenager for a few extra bucks here and there. And one of my clients paid me money to do a portrait of her daughter in Etch-a-Sketch.
Really?
And I just thought this is the most futile thing because as soon as the kid picks up the thing to look at her.
But isn't there a pin you can put in or like something you could do?
Not back then there wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to get destroyed, you know. And I just.
How'd it come out?
I think I probably talked the lady out of it just because I felt bad, like, of doing it. I mean, it's like doing a portrait in sand at the beach. It's going to be gone tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or maybe I did it and didn't take money for it. I think that was probably the case because I just
like you.
I'm like, lady, this is going to be gone.
Well, that's like the art that I've been doing lately. My mom's like, oh my gosh, I love this. All of the folks at Penswood, like, you know, they want one. And I'm like, dude, these are like doodles and sketches. Like, I appreciate the vote of confidence and everything. And I'm not trying to be like self-deprecating and all of that. But like, really? But, you know, I'm like, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll trade a piece of their art for a piece of my art because their art is like some nice art.
Well, the other thing this reminds me of is that statue that's been in the news recently, the wax statue of Lincoln that is melted in the sun. Have you seen the pictures of this?
No.
It's really disturbing.
I thought you were going to talk about the monolith thing or whatever.
Oh, no. Apparently,
no. What is this? I don't know about this.
There's a statue of Lincoln that has been making the news lately that apparently is melting in the hot sun. I guess it was designed to degrade over time as a statement, but now it's like it looks like he's like laying back in his chair like the
so he was shot.
The Maxell tape guy. Remember those?
Yes.
Woo! Is it real or is it Memorex? Anyway, yeah, he's like really just like, whoa, and like melting away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I am going to have to look this up.
That's not quite as temporary as the Etch-a-Sketch
oh my gosh.
drawing, but it's still pretty temporary. It's disturbing, but also very cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't sort of take your eyes away from it.
No, you can't.
I mean, literally, I'm like, I have this vision of like, it's like a statement of how he was. Like he was like tall and he had his life together and then he got shot. And he just slumped. Anyway, okay. It's also interesting that Amazon Prime Day has now become 2 days and like a week and a month and, you know, the whole thing. It just shows the commercialization of life and Amazon in general. But there are 2 days. And so if you're somebody that likes to have savings, it's like, hey, pay attention. But I wanted to bring up the 17th is Take Your Poet to Work Day, and I wrote us a haiku, which is a type of poem.
Well, I'd love to hear it.
You didn't take me. I was already here with you. Don't ask me to talk. Deep.
Deep.
I feel like we need to do the snaps thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Very good.
Thank you. All right. we're quickly running out of time to get to our topic.
Yeah.
Any birthdays that you want to bring up, like Suzanne Vega? Because I like Tom's Diner, that song.
There you go. Luca herself.
Yeah. She was in the place next door. Or
I think she lived downstairs or
my
upstairs.
name is Luca.
From Luca.
I live on the second floor. I live upstairs from you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Suzanne Vega in this scenario lived downstairs
From Luca.
from Luca, who was being abused. And is it's a heavy topic for a pop song, but she made it work.
She did make it work.
And she's got a fascinating career because she scores a hit with a song that is a very heavy topic.
Totally.
Witnessing child abuse and not being able to do anything about it.
Yep.
Damn, that's dark for a pop song.
Totally.
Then she does a song about having breakfast, and that
Tom's
becomes
Diner?
a hit. Yes.
Right?
Which is like the exact opposite. You couldn't think of a more fluffy topic than, hey, I'm having breakfast and having some coffee, having some eggs,
And she
looking out the window.
But the writing is so good because you can see it.
Yeah, she's great.
I know you're not
very
taking
talented.
anything away from it, but
No.
folks, if you don't know the song,
But two sides of a coin
totally.
for pop music, where you've got like the deepest, darkest thing you could do with a pop song, okay, with the fluffiest,
right?
goofiest
Right.
kind of conceit that you could have. And she scored hits with both. So hats off. That's a career that you don't see often.
No, I wonder what the name of her memoir would be.
Mm.
I don't know. And
Let's
of course,
see if she has one, and we'll find out.
yeah, well, look. And of course, since we mentioned it earlier, happy birthday, David Hasselhoff. Congratulations on your new surprisingly good music.
Yeah, the cover of The Passenger, which I don't know if you know that song, but Iggy Pop did it, and then Susie and the Banshees did it. Both versions are great, and I don't think we necessarily needed a new version of it, but I gotta say, for Hasselhoff, I was impressed.
Here's what I have to say. David, do not plan on any concerts in Germany because inevitably, if you have a pay-per-view concert in Germany, then something big is going to happen and it's going to be preempted. Because I'm pretty sure it was him that had the concert when all the OJ stuff happened. And yeah, we'll look that up during the break.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I do remember him having a concert when the Berlin Wall fell.
All right,
So this guy,
we gotta this.
talk
is
about
epic.
a fascinating career. The Knight Rider himself.
I
has
know.
been there.
I know. So we gotta look this up.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll say this: Suzanne Vega, I guess, doesn't have a memoir, but she does have a book called "The Passionate Eye," the collected writing of Suzanne Vega, which, that's a cool name.
See, this is like cool memoir names. Probably AI could help, which there is an AI day, but I'm not showing appreciation for it because you can do that yourself.
Let me just say, barf.
Exactly. Should we take a break here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're going to look up what David Hasselhoff
Before our AI overlords force us to take the break. We're doing it of our own free will.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Have you ever considered working with an image consultant or stylist, but were worried about what the experience would be like? If that sounds like you, then Michael Bruce Image Consulting is here to help. They've worked with thousands of people, and many of those individuals have shared their experiences by way of style stories. Go to michaelbruceimageconsulting.com/style stories and check out what their delighted clients have to say about their experiences.
Welcome back. You're listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Stacey.
I'm Eric.
And we did a little deep dive during the break about David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
So apparently the man is like a living bullet point timeline.
He's like a Highlander. There can only be one.
because we were both right. So I had a memory.
Or I guess maybe Forrest Gump because he was there.
Yes. Yes.
He's like a real life Forrest Gump.
Is.
He's somehow magically there at all these points in history.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because so we were both right. I had a memory of him having something to do with like a concert, and it got preempted by the O.J. Simpson car chase. And apparently it wasn't in Germany. It was in Atlantic City. But you remembered the whole Berlin Wall thing.
Yeah, 1989, when the Berlin Wall was coming down. David Hasselhoff was there. He was singing "Looking for Freedom," and that I think it helped inspire people to finally tear down that wall.
David Hasselhoff, you are a living legend. Happy birthday, and let's see what other piece of history he's going to be a part of.
Right? Yeah, we'll see as the years go by.
Does he have a memoir?
It's probably called "Don't Hassle the Hoff" if he does.
Which that is our topic, as we've been alluding to throughout the entire episode. The title of what would the title of our memoir be? And it's kind of hard to come up with the title of something, as we discussed about all the bad band names and bar names. Oh, did you find it?
It is literally called "Don't Hassle the
No
Hassle
way.
the Hoff."
No way.
The autobiography. But apparently he's got two autobiographies. One is called "Making Waves," which
my gosh.
is not as good as "Don't Hassle the Hoff."
That's amazing. Oh my, like how did he used to say that? Was that his like catchphrase?
I
how
think
could you not though?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. Well,
which now another title that I can't use for my memoir.
for yours. Oh, was that on your short list?
That was on my short list. Yeah.
Darn.
Don't Hassle the Hoff, the Eric Ryder story.
It was sure to be a bestseller.
Yeah,
People
no
be like,
doubt.
"Wait, what?"
Right.
So
It would be typical of my life, though, just confusing people to the end.
yes.
It made sense to me.
And then it jumped the shark.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's not something I put that on the Wheel O Topics because I thought like, oh, this is kind of an interesting thing. Because it's like is it a catchphrase that you have? Like clearly don't hassle the Hoff, or, something that you become known for, like if you're a celebrity, for instance, then, maybe you're known for a specific role or something that you did, and so then, you've got to go on that. But then it's like, are you a one-trick pony? Like, if you're writing a memoir, it's about your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So it suddenly became like a bigger question. So I thought about it all week, did nothing about it, and then came up with this morning for mine, a couple. Is she still talking? I thought that would be a good one.
Uh-huh.
Or, oh, look, now she's written a book.
I like that one.
Right?
Yeah, that's good.
But
But let me ask you this. Do you think you'll ever write a memoir? Do you think you, A, have the inclination to do it, and B, do you think that it's worth doing, that people will want to read your story?
Well, thank you for asking. Thank you for teeing that up. I do have an inclination to write a book. I've always wanted to write a book. I don't want it to be a memoir.
So you're thinking like fiction?
No.
Oh, okay. Like
I'm thinking
another biography of Abe Lincoln,
he melted.
the wax president.
Yes, it's going to be at the Wax Museum.
Nice.
All the Madame Tussauds.
There you go.
No, I would like to write a book that is like Irma Bombeck used to write, and like Robert Fulghum, who did It Was on Fire When I Lay Down on It, and All I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. So more like a series of like essays that are both observational and like humorist.
Okay.
And I could use my Stacyisms from my Stacy Connects podcast as like a starting point
I get that. Yeah,
Right?
that could be good.
So, like, have whatever the ism is and then write kind of like the story around it.
But let's say that this book is such a smash hit that now people are clamoring for the Stacey Heller
Wait,
story.
is it on Oprah's book list?
And it's on Oprah's
Oh!
book list.
You get a copy, and you get a copy.
That's right. And people are like, damn, I can't get enough of this Stacey. And then you decide, okay, well, the marketplace has spoken. I'm going to write this memoir. What do you think? What kind of stuff would you include in it? Are you going to do the whole from your
I was born and raised
yeah. Or do you think you'll focus in on a small chunk?
I don't think I would do it.
Yeah?
Because ultimately, the book that I envision writing is in many ways like a point of view, because it's not even advice, as I said. It's more observations and kind of a humorist observational type thing. That's saying a lot about who you are. Like, I recently read an Irma Bombeck book, and I was laughing out loud. This is a book that she wrote back in like late 60s, early 70s or something, and I clearly hit a spot where she was in her life is sort of where I am now. And I was like, oh, girl, preach. It was hysterical. And it tells you a lot about who she was as a mother, as a wife, as a, friend, and all those kinds of things. So sometimes you don't have to lead the horse to water. And so I don't know that I would want to do that, because it's like, no, I'm telling you my story by telling you these stories.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right? What about you? When the band gets big and you've done the world tours, and then you've decided, I'm going to go smaller tour, and, everyone's like shouting your name, and like the band T-shirts have like Gertie on the back, and,
I don't see that happening. But
the Gertie part or the band or the world tour?
All of the above.
Okay.
But I have often thought that I've got an interesting job working at KKNW, the radio station, because I've worked with so many different types of people with so many different points of view and so many different beliefs that I think that could be interesting if I manage to encapsulate like a story or multiple short stories about working with various different clients. Of course, the names might be changed to protect the innocent, myself.
Right.
But I have often thought, that could be kind of a fun book, just talking about, a career in radio.
Yeah.
That's entirely different than, say, what a Howard Stern would have.
Right.
Kind of a behind the scenes kind of thing.
Well, it's less about the mic in your case and more about like the headphones. So like, what I've heard.
Right.
Kind of a vibe. Because I feel like you've been a witness to this. I mean, like, you have your own podcast.
I've been a witness to this.
Yes, an unwitting
witless.
Yes.
That's right. But I don't think I've ever come up with the title for this book. And also, I feel like I did have some interesting stories from my childhood, so I'd probably shoehorn those in there.
Sure.
Like, it made me think back to the time when blah, blah, blah.
Well, what's a blah, blah, blah?
Well,
you never share.
I think I ultimately decided that my childhood stories, like me as a figure, was never going to be something that people would actually clamor to hear about. But maybe I could take like the cream of the crop and shoehorn these into some fictional stories.
Okay.
So, like, for instance, when I was a kid, we were pretty poor. And one time My mom's going to kill me telling this story.
It's fine, Mom.
Mom already told me she hasn't resubscribed to the pod, so it's fair enough. This means we can talk.
Great.
But when I was a kid, we were, for a period there, not the whole time, but we were pretty just scraping by.
Yeah.
And one time I met a dog, and the dog was super cute, so I said hi to the dog. And the dog followed me home. Well, our refrigerator happened to be on the fritz this week, and it was in the middle of winter. Mom put the contents of the fridge on the back porch in a cooler. The dog comes and found me, pops open the cooler, takes a 5-pound chub of ground beef and runs off with it. He won the lottery, basically.
Oh my gosh, the dog ate your dinner.
Well, Mom says you've got to go after that dog and get that back, because that's our dinner for the next several days. So I chased down the dog, got the chub back, brought it home. We cut off the chunk that was mauled, and we're able to salvage the beef.
Hey, you know what? Even if your mom does listen, like, A, that's legit response. Like, get the food, and B, 100% something drops on the floor. That's like the 5-second rule.
Right. I mean, it's coated in plastic, so it was safe. Yeah. But amazing that, A, I was able to track down the dog.
That's impressive. I cannot see a little Eric running that fast.
B, we probably saved this dog's life, because if it ate 5 pounds of raw beef, this poor dog would be hurting.
Well, and probably the dog didn't go that far, because it was like, oh, boy, look what I got. And like, that's funny. I could see you doing a little story about that.
Yeah. But so I just thought, like, maybe a few of these like little fun tales could be shoehorned into a fictional book of a more interesting person's story. Who knows? But yeah.
I love that. Those stories where everything isn't all like neat and tidy and whatever, like, I have always resonated with the stories that it's like, it's a little messy. And like, it's just like the memories from childhood, like, that's the stuff that, you know, you laugh at, right? And at the time it was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, and, you know, whatever, but it's good stuff.
If you had to, let's say you had to write this book to keep food on the table.
Okay. All right.
Because the marketplace is clamoring for it.
Yep.
Is there a story you can think of from your childhood that you'd include?
Oh, 100% I would have to tell the blood on the Oriental rug story.
Tell it. And we got to keep it concise, because we're running out of time, unfortunately.
I was in whatever grade. It was summer. It was early evening. My parents were getting ready to go out. We had a rope swing, and the way that our side yard worked is it was a very steep slope, and there was a rope swing on the tree that had been there forever. And you would grab onto it. You would swing out over the sidewalk and then come back. It was fine. Done it millions of times. Well, this one time, let go, and I basically landed like a bug on a windshield, except that instead of it being like straight at you, I was down on the sidewalk, and probably had a cartoonish like blah, 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 and like nobody was gonna find me. I was like out there, and who knows if I made a sound. Basically army crawled into the house and was bleeding. I ended up like chipping teeth and like having blood coming out of my chin, the whole thing. And my dad turned around and looked at me, and he was like, God damn it, get in the kitchen. You're getting blood on the Oriental rug, which my parents were always extolling the virtues of having an Oriental rug because it doesn't show stains. And I was like, what? And that sobered me up very quickly. And I went into the kitchen, and my mom came downstairs like, okay, I'm ready to go out. And then Dad was like, we're not going anywhere. And that incident put me in therapy for years.
So, blood on the rug, the Stacey Hiller story.
Yes. Yes.
I like that one.
Spilling blood.
Spilling my guts and spilling my blood on the rug.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Well, I told you last week, and we've got to choose a topic for next week, but for the title that I always liked and was going to use was How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, which a writer already took. And by the way, it's a great book. It's a terrible movie. Every time I actually go to the trouble of reading a book that gets adapted into a movie, the movie is terrible. It's the same thing with the Men Who Stare at Goats. Great book, bad movie. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's a good title.
It is, yeah. So I thought some play on that might be my title. Did you have a concise idea on what you thought would be the best title for you?
Shut up.
I love it.
So there you go.
Very good. Well, we got to do it. We got to pick next week's
All
topic.
right, let's do it.
If.
Oh, if. Imaginary Friend.
Oh, because there's a movie out.
There was a movie that came out earlier this summer, If, and so I riffed on If. And so, Imaginary Friends,
That's
did you
a good
have
memoir
one?
title, too. I riffed on If.
Exactly. So, Imaginary Friends, did you have one? What was it like? Et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. This is going to be a short one for me, I think.
You always say that, but then...
Because the answer is no, but... but, you know, I'm sure, no doubt, we always find a way to talk about these topics. So,
exactly.
yeah.
And we will. All right.
So
in the meantime.
Don't ask us to talk.
Yeah.
And, hey, if you had an imaginary friend, I want to hear the biography of that. Give us a call. Or shoot us an email. It's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com.
That's it.
Fantastic.
Have a good week.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Bye.
And be courteous.
Yeah, please.